Wife left me and the kids for a coworker. I've been lurking here for a while and thought I should introduce myself. I'm a disabled vet and currently unemployed because of the pandemic. I had to stay home while my wife worked. We had just had our son right before COVID went down, so he's 1 now. I cooked, cleaned, did the laundry, I did all the housework without complaint. I took care of our 9 and 1-year-old, making sure school went well, made meals, the whole 9 yards. My ex and I both grew up in troubled homes, so the plan was to be the parent we needed when we were kids. Turns out she had our last kid because she didn't love me anymore. She thought it would reignite something. She starts to work more, which I support. We need money. Things start going bad with COVID and we need to move into my mom's house so we can save money and she doesn't have to work as much. She's had a boyfriend since March. I had a feeling in April or so. By my birthday in May I knew. She didn't even hug me. I never felt so alone. Now, me and the kids are living at my mom's. She's moved in with her boyfriend. It's been almost a month since we've been here. My daughter wants nothing to do with her mom. My son doesn't even ask her for milk or cares when she leaves. They're over the initial loss, I think. But I feel so alone. It feels like when you're walking with someone and you start telling a story, then you turn to look at them and they're gone. It's like that X100. 14 years wasted. All I do is work out. I'm finally under 200 pounds for the first time in years. All I can think is keep moving forward for my kids. Thanks for letting me vent. Update, small update and advice needed. My wife left me and the kids about 2 months ago. Well, I should say that was my D-Day. She left me for a coworker. I was supposed to get a separation agreement and lawyer up. That didn't pan out because of cost. I did start counseling for me and my daughter, so that's good. We're gearing up for school, so I'm having her do some reading and math workbooks to help her transition back to full-time school. What I need advice on is, I'm in a battle with myself. My SDBX is in the mental hospital. I assume things dissolved with her AP. With that, she wants to be in the kids' lives more. While this is what I originally wanted, I don't know if it's a good idea. She consistently breaks promises to her daughter. She had the ability to choose an AP over her 9 and 1-year-old, so I don't doubt she wouldn't do the same to them at 10 and 2. My first instinct is to go and support her, but I'm no contact and I'm healing from what's going on. I want her to be well for the sake of the kids, but if I'm included it'll be a detrimental to me. I want her to get better, but I don't want to be there. Am I a bad person for this? Update, AP tried to follow me on Facebook. So my ex's AP tried to follow me on Facebook. I immediately blocked him after taking a screenshot. I broke my NC to tell my ex. She couldn't care less, like it wasn't her responsibility to tell him off. I mean, it's not, but I thought she'd agree to do it for me, but I got a whole diatribe about how she's getting better for the kids. Never go off NC, even if something triggers you. Learn from my mistake. I was doing so well. It's been a month since last contact. I'm still mad that AP is trying to keep tabs on me, but I could care less about him. My anger stems from the fallout of my ex, and that time bombs like this is making it hard for me to move on. My heart is filled with so much hate and anger toward this woman I thought I'd love forever. Every time she pops into my mind, which is often, I curse her. I'm not like this. I'm not the kind of person to wish ill on anyone, but my ex fills me with so much rage. The hardest part is pretending I'm okay with her in front of my kids. I don't bring her up, but sometimes my daughter does. It takes every ounce of my being not to bash my ex, but I stay as neutral as one can. I'm not going to let AP's action here deter me. He already took my wife, he's not going to take my emotional balance too. They're not good people though, and I just wish they'd leave and my kids alone. Update, how to get over this feeling of being used? Hello all. Been here for a little, in and out lately, trying to focus on day-to-day life. I feel like I've hit a rut. My ex left and I'm raising a 9-year-old and 1-year-old on my own. Time with them is wonderful. My daughter and I do anime night on the weekends. My son and I go on daily walks while his sister is at school. I love being a father for my kids. I just don't have anything for myself. All I do is work out, and the only adult I really talk to is my VA counselor. My focus has been working on my PTSD and raising the kids. My mind just always drifts off into thoughts about my ex. I feel so used. While she was coming up in her company, I did so much for her. I always had her uniform ready, supported her long hours, massaged her feet when she came home. All I feel now is dirty, like I tried so hard but it didn't matter at all. Does this come up for anyone else? How do you cope? Working out and kickboxing has helped, but it feels like a fraction of what I need to heal. I signed up for Match.com, but I'm not even really ready for a relationship. I just thought I should put myself out there. Anyways, I hope you're well. Healing from infidelity isn't easy. Update: thinking about trying to reconcile with my WS. D-Day was in May. Ex had a boyfriend since March and left me and 2 kids to be with him. If you need more details, it's all in my history. A few days ago, my ex told me she was going to KLL herself because our daughter didn't want to talk to her anymore. I think she went all of November not talking to her mother. A few days later, the sheriff's deputy calls and tells me I have to turn in my wife's firearm that was registered to her because she isn't allowed to own one. Am I being naive and entertaining trying to reconcile? I unblocked her after she told me about being suicidal, because you should always believe when someone says they have a plan to KLL themselves, and we've been texting since. I can only assume she's still with her boyfriend and she's just using this to get time with the kids. I know I can't take her for her word, so that's where my mind's at. Either way, whether she's with him or not, I would consider taking her back if she broke up now. Under the condition that we continue with our divorce and I have on paper 100% custody of the kids. I've filed my response to her divorce filing and we're waiting to go to court. I also assume she knows she's not going to do well in court, so that weighs heavy on her as well. She says her family doesn't talk to her anymore, which is true. I still talk to a lot of them. She says she wants to quit her job where she met her boyfriend. So I would hope she'd consider getting a job in our city somewhere. We went to a drive-in movie with the kids tonight. Our daughter's therapist said she's afraid she might self-harm. That's the only reason I moved this fast. Both my ex and my daughter were going to self-harm, and my daughter said after the movie, "This is the happiest I've been in a long time, you, me, mama and brother." My 1-year-old is so happy to see his mother again. I'm just numb. I've been doing pretty well on Bumble, nothing really serious but a few I wish I could pursue more seriously, but nobody really wants to be attached to someone with 2 kids FLL time. Not to mention, what if after months of making a real connection with someone, my daughter would reject her, and honestly, I would break up with them if my daughter told me to. My life has been going in the right direction since our breakup. I'm in therapy, I've been regulating my diet. I even do Kung F now. I'm not the same person I was when she left. Am I a fool for considering trying to fix my family? She goes to therapy and takes meds now. I feel like that's a big consideration. I'd want us to go to couples therapy as well. Things are moving so fast. If she's pregnant by this dude and is just trying to get me to raise his baby, I'm out as well. There's just so much going on in my mind. Please help. Update: another update, thinking about reconciling with WS. I've leaned a lot from this community. My history has the whole backstory, but Doctor, my WS left me and my 2 kids for a coworker. I've taken a lot of what you guys say to heart. And I love having your perspective because I feel like you guys understand the trauma. My WS is manipulating me into getting back together. That's what I learned on here. She said she tried to KLL herself 3 times since our separation. She says she has some kind of therapy 3 days a week. 1 one-on-one, and 2 group. She says she's on meds. I haven't talked to her therapist or anything, but I'd guess highly depressive and codependent. She says she plans on leaving her job. She says she wants to get a place close by so she can see the kids more. She says she misses being a family. In my last post, we had just gotten back from a drive-in movie. The kids both miss their mother, of course. Well, she's come by to visit a couple times since then. My daughter is so happy. She's the reason I broke NC. The school therapist told me she's afraid my daughter might self-harm. Issues stemming from her mother's abandonment. My son is happy too. I miss her, I miss our family unit. But it really never is going to be the same. I guess because I've been with her since she was 18 and miss when she was obsessed with me. She asked to take me out on a date. I agreed because she's trying. But I know I'm not ready. And I swear on my children I will not have as time with her. I'd want a paternity test and an STD panel done first. I'm not going to be tricked into raising someone else's kid. I told her I'd agree to reconcile if we still got a divorce and I get 100% custody. I think that's my main focus at this point. The 100% custody. That way if she is still with AP and that drama comes out, I have 100% and she can move on. I've also kept up with my dating apps. I won't get rid of them until I know for certain she doesn't have anyone else. In fact, I matched with a 22-yo yesterday. No reason I should be happy, but it was a nice ego boost. I usually swipe right on people way out of my league. So yeah, I know a lot of you have been through this. I know it doesn't work out for the most part. I've got to try for my kids though. I'm still just really confused. When she says she's been miserable since our separation, all I can think is, BH, you weren't miserable when you were cheating on me and leaving me and this kids for AP. If I were a younger man, I think I'd respond with more anger. Nowadays I think to myself, how would my father handle this situation? And I do the opposite. That's why I'm considering this reconciliation. I have hope that it works out, but I really just don't know. Thanks for letting me vent. Redditors' reactions. Redditor 1, first off, sorry you have to go through this. Lawyer up, get a separation document drawn up, and get proof of the infidelity. Lots of lawyers are willing to take up the cause of a disabled vet who's been cheated on. Get documentation on the child abandonment. Make sure you are known as the primary caretaker. She will be on the hook for spousal support and for child support. Don't let her sit there and do things on her own schedule. She'll try to bully you. Get ahead of her. Get it done now, soldier. Summarize. 1. Lawyer now. 2. Separation agreement. 3. Therapy for you and your oldest child. We got your back, brother. Op answer. Hurrah. I haven't gotten a lawyer yet, but I have one on standby, I think. My mom is helping with that. I don't have much income at the moment. X was the breadwinner. Love the advice and appreciate the lookout on my 6. Redditor 2, man, I'm sorry for you and the children. Frankly, that woman is a pig. She is neither a faithful wife, nor a good mother. Please consider individual and possibly family counseling for you and the kids. Document everything for your attorney and get that process rolling before she comes out of the affair fog and starts the faux reconciliation bullshit because AP dropped her like a deuce. Documentation of abandonment and strange men will help your case in custody. Take good care of those precious kids. Op answer, thank you. These babies are what's getting me through. I'm trying to be the man my daughter thinks I am. I like the advice for family counseling. We'll definitely look into that. I've been saving screenshots of her GPS movements, because it was shared before, and relationship statuses on Facebook. His status used to say that he was in a relationship with her since March, but I stupidly told her about how it's gonna be hard for her to explain that in court, and now it just says the date they started their relationship instead of her name. I'm building what I can for custody, although I don't make much for income. My mom is very well off and I'm hoping her co-signing me helps my case. X was the breadwinner. Redditor 3, brother, I hate to hear that you are going through this. You deserve so much better. Look at the bright side, if she's left you and the kids, you're one step ahead in the game. File for divorce and full custody as you can show that you are the primary caregiver. Best of luck, bro, and know that there are fellow vets who are pulling for you. Op answer, my goal is full custody. Appreciate the feeling of people having my 6 again. Redditor 4, divorce her, sue her for abandonment, child custody, child support and alimony. Keep working on yourself, become the best you. They're not the best, but the VA is counselors for you to use. Be there for your kids, I know you already are. Head up, keep moving forward and thank you for your service. Op answer, I appreciate that. I've been soldiering on for my kids, haven't let them see me cry, all of that. This has been the catalyst for me to be the father my kids think I am. Redditor 5, I hope you realize you are the long-term winner in this shit show. The love in our children is always more powerful than the love of a mate. Blood is thicker than water. The coworker gets a cheater, you become the center of a family. It seems sad now, but the future is on your side. Redditor 6, Get STD, DNA tests and meet with a lawyer to see what you're in for with a divorce. You said in a comment your mom is well off. Ask if she has someone or a recommendation. Also figure out what your lands in the sand are, whether it's alimony, child support, primary custody, or keeping selling the house. Op answer, Mom wanted to get the same lawyer for her and my dad's divorce but he retired. Trying to get that guy's son I think is her move. She's just vetting him now. I want 100 custody and I'm willing to settle for 90-10 only. I want child support for both our kids. And if I can get it, spousal support. Our house was in my mom's name, so my mom is going to make a good profit because of the market right now. I don't care about any of our stuff tbh, all I want are my kids not to be raised in a lying, cheating environment. Redditor 7, this is the best thing that could happen to you. She showed her true colors. Get a lawyer, divorce her and move forward. I've seen the danger of coworkers. I've has 2 work friends who left their wives for coworkers. The first friend. It was lunchtime and I noticed that he was sitting with a female coworker. When the coworker left, all I could say was, you do remember you have a family, right? Be very careful, and he replied nothing will happen. He left his wife and she left her husband. Kids in both marriages. This one was bad because the news traveled very fast. The second friend. This one was uncomfortable. I had to intervene a lot, 5-6 months of intervention because the flirtation was becoming unbearable. We both had kids and wives at home. I did have a number of conversations with him before I left. I left that job 4 years ago. Just recently discovered, he left his wife for that coworker and she left husband or BF. Coworkers are dangerous for all relationships. Redditor follow-up, this is what happened in my case, but it's not coworkers, it's folks with no morals finding each other. Trash will find trash if it's at work or somewhere else. Work just gives them more opportunity. What a legacy these folks are leaving at their work and with their children. Redditor 8, at this point the only communications with her should be about the kids, and once you have your lawyer, allow her to handle the rest. The less you say to her or about her to others, the better off you will be. Use no contact as much as possible, and when she wants to spend time with the kids, arrange to not be around and let someone else meet for the exchange. Do not pain shop by following her or the affair partner on social media or asking other people about her. You are working out and losing weight. Congratulations, and keep it up to stay healthy for yourself and the kids. Surround yourself with people that love you and accept their support. It appears the trash has taken itself out, and you have no reason to feel like any of this is on you. Find your purpose and go after it relentlessly. You no longer have her as a distraction from obtaining your goals. If she tries to tell that nonsense about being friends, then ignore it. She betrayed you, and do not allow her to save face by claiming you two are okay with one another. When you have to, be polite for the sake of the kids, but nothing more. No small talk or how are you conversations. You have got this, and reach out anytime. My ex-wife took off and left me with my young son and daughter. I have an idea of what you're going through. Op answer, thank you. When I first found out, I tried to be as nice as possible, talking to her like normal and sending her pictures of the kids. I guess I was still in a little bit of denial. Once she couldn't even admit what she did, I have screenshots saved for the lawyer. I knew I couldn't even have normal conversations with her. When she wants to see the kids, she goes through my mom. I'm having trouble not thinking about her though. Even in anger, she's the last thing I think about at night and the first thing I think about in the morning. It sucks. Redditor 9, your kids are the most important thing in your life, so duck her. Op answer, ducking her was what got me into this mess in the first place. Sorry, I joke when I'm hurting.